and welcome. I'm Bethany Hadfield, quantum healing hypnosis practitioner and intuitive astrologer, welcoming you to this new moon ceremony for the new moon in Taurus, happening 27th of April 2025. So welcome. So first of all, I'm going to talk generally about the archetype of Taurus, which is the energy that we're in with the sun and the moon, and then talking more specifically about the transits for this particular new moon and the energy signature that it's creating and how that we can use it for moving forward and helping us in our life, how to tune into it, which of course connects us to this greater, more expansive part of ourselves, which is the cosmos that we are living in. So Taurus is the earth sign. It is solid. It is the slowest and heaviest, most solid of all of the signs in the whole zodiac. It is the most grounded. It's like a rock. It is solid and unmoving almost. And it is the most potent for bringing things into this reality, structure, crystallization. It is the creation of this reality because it is the first earth sign in the zodiac. So it is that first initial grounding into this reality, following of course the spark of Aries, the previous sign, which is the initial spark of spirit and light and energy into this reality, and then moving into Taurus, which is this incredibly, it's the most structured, grounded in this reality of the signs. It is the pulse of this reality. It is earth. It is the heartbeat, the pulse that creates that moment of this solid reality, or the illusion of this solid reality, which is the rhythm. So bringing the spark into being. And so it is also about the physical, of course. It is the senses, the physical senses that create this tangible experience of this reality. And so it is also, of course, then about the body, and how the body is the temple that we use for our soul to experience this seemingly very real reality. And so, of course, it is about this very present now moment, the heartbeat. And so it is about being very present in our body, very earthy, very grounded, very solid as an experience. And so because Taurus is about the physical reality ruled by Venus, which is all about our values, our relationships, and it is about this partnership. And so it is about understanding what our worth is, because it is as a physical experience in a physical reality. How do we experience what we believe is what we can create to create our reality? And so it is tied in, of course, then with our value, knowing our worth, what we can manifest into physical form, and making it beautiful. So that's what this particular Taurus energy is. And so it's very solid, it's very slow, very steady, very sure. It doesn't like change. It wants complete tangible, physical experience. That is this Taurus energy. And so we've got the sun and the moon. That is the main overarching energy that we are in. However, we also have Venus ruler conjuncting with Saturn at the very end of Pisces. And this is really talking about the endings of karmic ties, karmic connections, because Saturn rules karma. We've also got Pluto playing a role in this particular transit of energy, playing a prominent role. Pluto is playing a very prominent role generally because of this movement into Aquarius, which I talk about every video. But particularly with this Saturn at the very last of the whole of the zodiac, the very ending. So there is this very much feeling of this regeneration with this new moon in particular, with this sun and moon coming together for this in this Taurus energy. The sun and the moon, mother and the father, father, mother, sun, moon, to create this new cycle, to begin this new cycle, which is about planting seeds, in particular with Taurus. Taurus is earth. It is about sowing solid foundations. It wants this longevity for the future. It wants to methodically plan and set foundations. And Saturn is this square. So Taurus is structure, which is again this square feeling. And so Saturn conjuncting Venus, it's very much about this creating solid foundations while letting go of these karmic connections, or bringing these karmic connections into the forefront, showing us very tangibly our karma, and to be processed and worked out in this year of the snake, which is about transformation. So it's very slowly, heavily, and methodically going through the planting of seeds. And so it is important to be very clear with our intentions, because this will have big ramifications for the future, because it's tied in with karma. So paying attention to just what you're feeling, what your intentions are, because this is also an opportunity to create new pathways, having a new vision. So these karmic connections are being brought up for us to view, so that we can recognize how we've been in the past and have an opportunity to choose differently. Particularly with this Pluto in Aquarius, which is Aquarius energy is different. It's unusual. It's different from what the usual is, which is interesting for Taurus because it wants things to always be the same, unchanged. And so don't be afraid to think big and expansive. Although it is not so focused on the future, being Taurus, it's more about now, the present moment. It is still an opportunity to assess our current situation, to go inwards into the heart and feel our own rhythm, get back in touch with our own rhythm, this spark, instead of being so heavy, to tune into this higher version of ourselves, to feed our energy, to feed our flame and our essence of our soul, so that it can be expressed, which is this Mars in Leo, which is forming this, again, square with the sun and the moon opposite Pluto. So it's really like a laser pinpointing straight into the heart, saying, look at this. Tune into yourself deeper and deeper. Feel your vibration, feel your frequency. And it's a regeneration, clearing off anything that is too heavy, that is outdated, that is karmic, that is holding you in this lower vibration of these structures, these patterns that you've had. And we can shake those out and let them go. And now is the opportunity to tune in with what really is our heart's desire, and thinking big, thinking expansive, bigger than just the self, because it is this Pluto in Aquarius. Seeing all of the possibilities, and tuning into the signs, the synchronicities, the patterns, and the rhythms of your life, so that we can really begin to consciously create these higher timelines, these higher versions, new karma. What is the new karma that we want to create? Because we have come out of this other world. The veil is lifting, it's lifted. We have this opportunity now to create new karma, release old karma that is part of that old world. It's this old, outdated, and we've got this opportunity to create new patterns that are higher versions of ourselves. And it is quite possibly to do with our daily life, because it is our everyday, it's our rhythm, it's our structures of our life. And listening very much to the body, because our body does speak to us. So living in this authentic, allowing our body to be free, and so not stagnating, but having this flow of energy through the body, so that we can be living fully in full expression, which is this Mars and Leo. So this particular signature of energy, with this square, with the Sun Moon against the Mars and Pluto, which is our desires, our action, and our regeneration, it's creating this solid structure of energy that is very slow and steady and methodical, with this Sun and Moon in Taurus, for us to reevaluate and create a regeneration of the self. And it's this square, very much creating a solid foundation for the future. Planning ahead, thinking bigger, thinking global, not getting stuck, but thinking expansively for the future. So with that, I hope that this has been helpful for you in some way. I hope that it has helped to cleanse your energy in some way and inspire you for your own life, and to give you insight into your own experience, your own life, and alignment with these bigger parts of ourselves. I'll put information for my other services in the description box if you'd like to get in touch. I would love to hear from you, of course. Until then, I wish you a beautiful new moon, tuning in and aligning, releasing, and setting intentions for this very potent, solid foundations for the future, which can have huge ramifications for the rest of our lives. So taking this wonderful opportunity to bring that in, bring it very solidly into this reality. Wish you all the best. Many blessings.